Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing is Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And the ball is knocked out. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come back.
Defense, you got dynamic players on both sides of the football. And we'll see what this Minnesota Vikings team can do down the stretch if they can make a little noise. One thing's for sure, they've been very good. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Oh, and now some space to operate. And some room to work. Sheds a there he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Butker on for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively. This becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Terrell Suggs picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And he's going to go down again. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, Yeah, they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead is for next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to... Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And now bottled up fumble. It's out, it's loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
The psychology
in this first quarter. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Oh, the Chiefs have got it, but he will not be able to bring this one back in the extra point thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 74 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And they will be set.
When they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
This for his running back, McCoy. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. LaShawn McCoy. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver.
Work on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now they'll try and run this sweep to McCoy. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. LaShawn McCoy on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He's got the hat trick. 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out
I didn't have mine.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got it? Someone cut.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit.
I know what the scoreboard says here, but for all those who are playing fantasy...
And now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now nothing but green ahead of him. 30, the 20, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other as his guys continue to pour it on.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibilities, having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
This is caught. Watkins. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. LaShawn McCoy on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier, now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra points.
Openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. Caught. Kelsey. Left side. 19 yards. That want to be 3 points in the bank. But this game, you know, it can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah, he knew he needed to pull it ever so slightly to get it going in the right direction. But he seemed to put a little too much on it. And from short range, that is a bad miss for an NFL kicker.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be... They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
Barney sold the go route.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes.
And it's picked up by the Chiefs.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And
well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.